Welcome back to NY Culture Podcast with your girl, Andrea Maria. So, welcome back. So, let's just start off, with a quote of the day. The quote of the day is, never let the lack of support deter your mission. So, basically, it's like, keep doing you no matter what if no one's supporting, because you have to focus on your mission. So, before I came out with this podcast, I had another podcast, and I was always looking at numbers, like, downloads, how many downloads I got, who was listening to it, who shared it, who did this, whatever. So when I came out with this podcast, I'm like, you know what? I'm not really going to look at numbers. I'm going to record, put out an episode every other week, be consistent, and not worry about numbers. Just do what I want to do because this is what I love doing. And if I worry about other things, I'm not going to be focused on what I really like to do. So as of right now, I don't really look at numbers like I was. Like I'm telling you, when I had my other podcast that time, every day I'm looking like, oh, how many downloads I have on this episode, how many downloads I have on that. So it was like, it was more about that. And then I felt like as soon as the download started going down, I stopped not wanting to do the podcast anymore. So this is why for this podcast, I really don't look at stuff like that because I don't want to get discouraged. At the beginning, I did. I'm not gonna lie. When I recorded the first two episodes of this podcast, and then I didn't for a couple of months. Yeah, I got discouraged because I'm like, nobody's listening to it. Nobody, So, but when I started this back up in August, I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna worry about things like that. And then you have I have friends. It's like, oh, why you don't tell this person to share it, this person, and it's like, why would I have to tell anyone to share it? Why would I have to tell anyone to listen to it? I post it, you guys see it. Especially what does kind of bother, but I just be like, whatever. Is when a person that you are very close with, they listen to podcasts all the time and doesn't try to support, listen to your podcast that's probably 20 minutes. Yeah, I might feel some type of way, but I ain't gonna let it discourage me. Or my t-shirt line where you have you can support it, you can share it, but it's like, what? No. So when other people's like, oh, you should, why this person doesn't do it? Why? I'm like, it's whatever. If they want to do it, they can do it. I'm not out here forcing anyone to do anything to support me no matter what. If you know me, you know my attitude. So it's like, if you want to help, you help. If you don't, you don't. I know I'm not that type of person. I'm supporting no matter what the situation is because that's the person I am, and that's how loyal I am. My circle may be small, but the reason it's small is because I'm too loyal. But on that note, let's go. On that note is, don't let the lack of support mess up your vision of your mission. You know what I mean? Never. Make sure you do you. Always do you no matter what. Because at the end of the day, what's meant to be is meant to be. So if your stuff is gonna pop, it's gonna pop no matter the support you have and the support you don't have. On that note, let's go into trending topics. So there's an issue with Drake and his dad. So Drake's father was on Nick Cannon's show, and he was asked about Drake talking about him in songs. Basically, he said he does it to sell records. So Drake wrote an IG story yesterday. He said, "Woke up today so hurt, man. My father will say anything to anyone that's willing to listen to him. It's sad when family gets like this, but what can we really do? That's the people we are stuck with. Every bar I ever spit was the truth, and the truth is hard for some people to accept." What you guys think of that? My thing is you said every bar I ever spit was the truth. Boy, you didn't write all your raps. Let's not forget about that. Maybe Quentin Miller was talking about his dad. But let me not be a jerk. Sometimes things like that happen. Look at John Leguizamo. John Leguizamo, he's my favorite comedian, stand-up comedian. And not even every type of comedian, but in his stand-up shows, he portrays his dad a lot. He talks about his dad a lot, the way, they were raised or whatever. And his dad sued him. So, there's always an issue. My thing is if you're a father, make sure you're a good father. Because, if your child gets famous, they start talking about you, and then you're going to be mad, right? Don't be mad when they're speaking facts. Why? Because they're famous now, and now you look like garbage to everyone else. right? Now, if you're a father, if you're a deadbeat right now, you know what? You should be a part of your child's life, because you never know who that kid is gonna be. Like, look at John Leguizamo, look at Drake, right? We never know. But speaking of John Leguizamo, you know he's all about the Spanish community. You know that. He's all about the Latinos and Latinas. So, this month, Spanish Heritage Month is coming up. Like, it's about to end in this week. And I'm a person who always talk about, like, how we use social media for trends. Like, I always feel like something becomes trendy because of social media, right? And sometimes it's in a bad way, sometimes it's in a good way. But when I was a kid, very young, I always used to talk about how Hispanic Heritage Month wasn't really talked about in school or anywhere. But I always used to say, no offense to Black History Month, but I always used to say, oh, we could get a whole month for Black History Month, and then everything else is about regular American stuff. Why we can never get that month in school? Why I can't learn about that in school? So, in matter of fact, let me just stop this. Shout out to PS 109 that they made sure we learned La Borinqueña when we was in school. We sung it at every assembly, every graduation. Shout out to that. That's what happens when you go to school in Spanish Harlem. Not even. That's what happens when the principal's Puerto Rican. Thank God for that. Because I went to other schools in Spanish Harlem that didn't even care about that. I just feel because of the social media and the trends and all of that, now it's being seen, now it's being recognized, Spanish Heritage Month, where, now they're having events. Like the other day, they had an event in the Museo del Barrio where a couple of performers came. Like they had a performance and everything. Everything is for free. Where they have an exhibit. Like a Museo del Barrio always have an exhibit, but I feel like it's being promoted more so other people can learn about the culture, the different cultures, because it's just not one. It's just not one type of Spanish person. You know what I mean? It's a lot of us. I feel like social media helped with that, so it can be acknowledged more. Like when I'm telling you, I see it more. I remember being a kid and watching like Univision and they speaking about it, and I'm like, yo, like why they not teaching us about this in school? Like, and then that's when I realized, like, to this world, like not even to this world, to the United States, we're not that important to them. Like, and I came to that, and that was me young, like elementary school, thinking about that. So, like I said, I thank social media for this all the time because of it, we get, more light. We get more light, all of us. But then again, there's other times where I don't like social media because of their trends. Or maybe not I don't like it, maybe because I don't agree with it. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you guys know the comedian Be Nasty on IG. She was going around asking people if they like the term Latinx. And she was like an indictment. Young people, like the older people wasn't with it. They're like, no, it shouldn't be changed. Okay, so me, I'm a person, I'm not even gonna say I'm old school or whatever, but yeah, I'm old school. So when you think about Spanish, the Spanish language, right? It's the word is either masculine or feminine. You got it? So I feel Latinx doesn't fit. And I don't even, maybe if you guys wanted a genuine neutral word, right? And this is not me, because this is not me going against genuine neutral or anything like that. But if you guys want a genuine neutral word, maybe you guys should have had a different one, because Latinx to me doesn't fit. You got me? Like, I don't know, Latinx, what you think? This is Latin to the 20th power? You get what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't know. I don't like the term. I'll stick with Latino, Latina, Latino, Latina. But like I said, this is not me trying to be like, oh, I'm not for gender neutral, because it's not that. I just don't like the word Latinx. So yeah, maybe. And I'm not, like, I'm a person who don't agree with everything just because everyone is agreeing with it. Just because it's a trend. No, that's not me. That's like the term Afro-Latina. Afro-Latino, Afro-Latina. Okay. Me, I'm not really with the term. Not with the term. I know what I am. So Once again, this is my perspective. This is my opinion. This is not me coming at anyone, or I think I'm not this, or I think I'm not. No, it's not that. This is just the way I think and the way I process things. And like I said, I'm not a person who agrees with everyone. This is what I believe, this is what I'm sticking to. That's the Sagittarius in me. But let me tell you guys. So since I was a kid, I always crave for information about my culture, about my roots. So I know what I am. I already know what's in a Puerto Rican. You got me. I already know what type of roots I have. So it's like when it comes to Puerto Ricans, like I knew that it's Taino. What makes Puerto Ricans a Taino, a Spaniard, and an African, right? We all know that. Come on. Our best music comes from the African side of us. Bom bom plena. You got me? Like, so it's like I know this. So I don't need to put another word to it when I already know what I am. And like when I speak about it to my friend, whatever, she's like, oh no, but no. I know what I am. I'm okay. I know what I am. As I understand, maybe other people didn't grow up knowing what they were, and they're like, oh, but why am I darker than other Latin? Maybe that's the case, and you know what? That goes by knowing your culture and your family's teaching you about it. Because at the end of the day, you won't learn this in school, especially if you're Hispanic. And you're not gonna learn that in school. Let's speak about that. But to me, I always knew that, and another reason why I don't like the word, I don't agree with it. I feel like it brings more segregation between us when we should all be together. No matter we're lighter, whether we're darker. You got me? Like we all should be together because at the end of the day, we all come in different colors, different shapes and sizes. So when you say Afro-Latino and I'm an Afro-Latina, I'm an Afro-Latino, it's like, I feel like it's more of a segregation. So you're not regular Latino. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's a regular Latino and an Afro-Latino. No, why we can't just be one thing? Why is there, why? And I understand, both sides. You got it? I understand both sides, but I feel like it brings more of a segregation to it. And and this is another reason. And the other, like, I don't know if you guys watch Basketball Wives. I really don't watch Basketball Wives, but I like Evelyn Lozada. Okay, so Evelyn Lozada was getting backlash because she was saying that she was black and she's an Afro-Latina and she's not black. So at the end of the day, you use this term, and then people's gonna sit there and be like, "Oh, but you're not black. You're not." So it's like you're black enough for one thing and not black enough for another thing. So it's just I feel like it's just a confusion. If you know who you are, you're good. Like you're good, and you shouldn't even need a label. We shouldn't need labels, and that's the thing. And this world is always about labels and labeling this and labeling that. No, and especially when you come from the Caribbean island, that's the three Spanish speaking Caribbean islands. Like, come on, you know what you are. You got me? And this is what I always say when it comes to the Caribbean island. I always say everyone in the Caribbean island they're the same people. We have three countries that speak three islands that speak Spanish. But at the end of the day, they all eat the same thing. They all kind of have the same culture, but it's just different things. Like when I be listening to like Jamaicans, they eat like salt fish and stuff. I'm like, oh, that's bacalao. It's in America, that's codfish. You get what I'm trying to say? Like we all, like, it's all the same thing. And I just feel like we all, like I said, we all come in different colors. There was a picture on IG. It was like, oh, one of my cousins, like a meme, is like, one of my cousins looks black, one of them looks white, one of them looks Spanish, but we all Puerto Rican. And we're all Puerto Rican, but that's the thing. That's the beauty of our culture about Latinos, period. We all come in different colors and sizes and all of that. And with us putting more labels on us, because America loves to put labels on us, because Trump loves to put labels on us, it's like we don't need no more labels. We all Latino, because when we speak about Spanish Heritage Month, it's the whole community. We're all one. And then again, I'm not trying. If that's what you want to identify as, you can. I'm not saying I don't identify. I'm not saying that I don't have black in me. Come on, let's be for real. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying is that I don't want another label. Because if I know I'm Puerto Rican, I know what a Puerto Rican consists of. It consists of 3 different things, probably even more. That's what I'm saying. And I just feel like it just brings more segregation to our Hispanic community. That's all. And like I said before, this is my opinion. It's probably not true, but this is my opinion, and I don't agree with trends. I don't follow trends just because. That's just me. So let's just get over that topic. Let's talk about my Yankees. So my Yankees, because they are my Yankees. My Yankees swept the Twins. In a perfect, they did what they have to do. So they got 3 down, 8 more wins to go. In my last podcast, I said the Yankees only needed 11 wins to win the World Series, and they had to take it day by day. They got their 3 wins to go to the next round. Now we only need 8 more wins. 4 for this round and 4 for the World Series. I actually went to game 2 of the playoffs, Yankee Stadium. When Didi hit that grand slam, that energy in that stadium was like back in the day Yankee Stadium. Like when you could feel the stadium shake. Like I didn't feel the stadium shake that day, but I'm saying like that's the energy we had that day. And, I feel like the Yankees gonna take it just because the team, the culture, everything that's around it. And like I said before, the Yankees been through so much this year. They had 30 people on the IL. And look at where they at. Right? But, we're waiting to see who's going to win between Houston and Tampa. So all the way I'm like, it's going to be Yankees and Houston for the next round. Been saying that from the beginning. Like, that's what we're going to see this again. And Houston and the Yankees, they had won the first 2 games, but now they lost 2. So the next game 5, it will be Thursday, and whoever wins goes to playoffs. So if Tampa wins, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be a little scared, just a little scared, because I always say the best teams make it to the playoffs, and the hottest team at the moment wins the World Series. And the way Tampa played these last 2 games, I feel like they're hot. But I'm not saying I would never count my Yankees out. Never. Because even with Houston, I was like, that's going to be a good series. Like, we're going to go the whole 7 games type thing. So if Tampa was to win, even though I still feel like it's going to be Houston versus Yankees, but if it will be Tampa, I'm going to be like, what? Tampa's hot right now. And like I said before, the best teams make it to the playoffs. The hottest team at the moment wins the World Series. And my Yankees better get hot, because they're going to be, game 1 is on October 12th on Saturday. And Yankees' last game was Monday, so they're going to have 4 days of rest. And I feel like a scrimmage game is not an actual game. So hopefully I hope they don't get cold. I just want them to get rest and be ready. Then I hear Chapman messed up his hand during the celebration. Hopefully it's not a huge issue. They're saying it's not, but you already know Yankees Yankees cover stuff. It will be nothing serious until you don't see them playing, and it'll be like, they have to go to the IL because of this. So, like I said, I wish my team the best, and I think I'm gonna be at that parade. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping. And hopefully by the next podcast, I could tell you what's the verdict. And hopefully is that the Yankees win. Yep. So, let's go into another topic. I love trending topics. So, Kanye, this past weekend, was at, he did a church service in Utah. Right? And, maybe I'm going to let you guys listen to the clip first. And I'll come back so I can give you guys my opinion.
Abraham Lincoln was the Whig Party. That's the Republican Party that freed the slaves. That's the Republican Party that freed the slaves. And for a year, people want to call me a coon because I chose my right. In America, we got the right? We got our own right to our own opinions, right? But you might tell me because of my color who I'm supposed to pick as the president. You black, so you can't like Trump. I ain't never made a decision only based off my color. That's a form of slavery. Mental slavery. I ain't playing with.
Okay, back. So, Kanye doesn't get it. I just feel like he doesn't get it. And it's amazing how he doesn't get it. Because no one is calling him a coon because he voted for Republican. Like, he's a Republican and not a Democrat. And the thing is like, and another reason why I'm like, yo, he doesn't get it is like, the same Republican Party that helped free the slaves back then is not the same one from now. You got me? Like, things have changed. And the thing is like, you don't get it. And the reason why people are calling you a coon is because you're allowing yourself to be aligned with white supremacy and racist. So that's why people are calling you a coon. So I don't know where you got this picture in your mind that people are calling you a coon because you're a Republican. No, in the past there have been black Republicans. There has been people of color that have been Republicans. No, it's just the person you voted for. He's a racist. You got me? Like, his party is racist. That's the reason why. And it's just mind-boggling because he swears it's because he's Republican why everyone is calling him a coon. So, yeah. And the thing, like, with Kanye is that I feel like sometimes he does these church services for, like, to get his peoples back. And that's just my opinion, once again. Because I feel like I'm not going to speak for everyone, but a lot of the black and Hispanic community, like, stop messing with Kanye because of what he had said before. But we're gonna support you if you're trying to find your spiritual path. You got me? Like, that's what we are. We're gonna support you because the beauty of God is to look beyond people's flaws, right? So we're gonna do that for you. But it's a problem to me that you're doing these church services and you're still saying the same thing. And you know what's another problem is that you didn't say that when you did your other church. You didn't say it when you did it in New York. You didn't say it when you did it in Chicago. You got me? But you said it in Utah because why? Why are you talking about that in Utah? Come on, let's be for real. Let's be for real. Seriously, let's be for real. Like I said, it's like, yo, this is what he's really want to do. He's doing these church services, this, that, and the third. I'll support you, but if you're still speaking the same thing, I'm not gonna forgive all the other stuff you said. You got me? You want me to forgive and forget? No. Because at the end of the day, I can forgive and forget when you're still speaking about the same crap right now. And this goes back to me. Like, I'm not supporting Kanye, and we all know Kanye is a dope rapper. But I'm not supporting. Yeah, I can hear your song on the radio because I don't control the radio. But like I said, I'm not buying your stuff. And another thing, you doing all these church services, all of this stuff, and you selling sweatshirts with God on it for $150. Wait, I'm confused. I'm just confused of this whole situation. And I'm always confused when it comes to certain things that I don't agree with, right? But yeah, I'm gonna bring this podcast to the end. So, like I said before, if you have any questions, comments, you want to be on the show or anything, you can hit me up at nyculturepodcast@gmail.com. You can follow me at nyculturepodcast on IG. Also, you can check out my t-shirts, NY Culture Reality as in REALITEE.com, or the IG is also NY Culture Reality. Thank you for listening to the show. Thank you for supporting the show. We was talking about the whole supporting thing, and I do love my supporters, my homies, my ride or dies. I do, love them. But like I said, like, if somebody else is not supporting, I don't really care. You got me? It ain't a big issue. It's whatever. Like, if I'm, like I said before, if I'm gonna pop, I'm gonna pop regardless. God knows. And on that note, and hopefully my Yankees win. They take it all. We go into the next round, 4 more wins. And once we get those 4, we need to get 4 more. And it's over. We got that ring. So, over and out.